There are times that when we start working on a project, we have this feeling of this project is not going to work. This project is not going to be successful. The resources we have are limited. The team members are not effective. They are not communicating. They are not giving in their best. We blame the deadline that is too short, but that is not the real reason why most projects fail. In today's video, we are going to dive deep into the reasons why this project fails and how you can effectively make sure that your project comes into life. This is Figure Out BM, where we make sure that we break down the mess of project management into something you can actually use. My name is Valeri, and if you're figuring out things the way I am, then you're already ahead of the game. Let's get into it. When I was managing a project, I remember we had brilliant ideas on how we could execute the project. We could market our ideas. But 2 weeks into the project, everything was lost. Everyone was frustrated. There was complete misunderstanding in the project. Why? Because we didn't have a shared goal. We didn't have a common understanding. People were frustrated. People were confused. And this is the lesson that I learned from there that shaped the way I manage my project. These 3 questions have completely changed my mindset each time I come into an organization to work with them. I ask these 3 questions. Number 1, why am I carrying out this project? What is the problem that this project is going to solve? That is the first question I ask. The second question is, what does success look like in this project? Having an understanding of where you are heading to, what you want to achieve at the end, is a massive breakthrough for your project. And the third question is, who are my stakeholders? What do they care about? At the end, they want to effectively see what you have achieved. It's not just about document. It is about a shared understanding, a shared goal, a vision. Why are we doing this? What does success look like in this project? And who are we doing it for? It is important that you write this down, answer this question, and share them to your stakeholders at the beginning of your project. The next thing that you have to do is communicate effectively. In most of my videos, I emphasize how important it is for you to communicate. It is not just about sending updates or sending emails. It is about understanding the flow of information. Who are you informing? Who are you prioritizing in every organization? In most areas where I have worked, communication is the number 1 skill that I needed to effectively implement. I needed to make sure that I communicate with people. As a manager, you don't need to assume anything in your project, because the moment you assume that people have an understanding of their rules, they know what they are supposed to do, that is where your failure begins. So how do you fix this? Especially in agile spaces, you have to make sure that you consistently communicate. You have your daily stand-up where you guys come together for about 10 to 15 minutes, maximum of 15 minutes. You make sure that you check in. What did we do? What have we accomplished? What is going wrong? What can we fix? What can we adjust? That is the power of communication when it comes to project management. And that is a skill that you need to have. You need to know how to communicate to people to make sure that things are flowing effectively in your project. The next thing that you also have to understand is you have to choose leadership over authority. Leadership is not about telling people what to do, commanding people on what to do. It's about having an understanding, listening to them. That empathy is very necessary. I remember there was a time when I was working on a project with my team members, and there is a team member who constantly pushed the deadline below, and everyone was frustrated because of that team member. But there was nobody to reach out to that person and ask, what are you facing challenges with? How can we help you? And when I work up to that team member, I realized that he had a valid reason for what he was doing. So what I needed to do was adjust the deadline, adjust the project plan to make sure that he effectively implement what he's supposed to do. That is what a true leader does. You need to understand where people are coming from. You need to listen to them. That is the way you're going to be able to run an organization, to run a community, to manage a team, to work with people by choosing leadership over authority. Resilience and handling diversity is something that you need to consider, knowing how to handle it, because you're going to see that conflict is going to come from different directions. You're going to experience setback, you're going to have budget cuts, you're going to see that there are certain things that you're supposed to prioritize in the course of your project, but you didn't do it. So knowing how to handle this is a very important skill as a project manager. Knowing when clarity matters, knowing when you're supposed to communicate effectively, knowing when you're supposed to lead instead of choosing command or authorizing people around is one thing that you should learn. You need to know how to focus. One thing that keeps us moving here, the free support that people give us, is by hitting that subscribe button. If you have been in this community, if you have watched this video, the free and simple way that you can help us to continue doing this is hitting that subscribe button. And if anything that I've shared with you today resonated, if it sparked a thought, a question, or even just a feeling, then hit the like button and click the notification bell. And together we are going to bring you more content to help you figure out project management, lead better, and stay safe in all your projects. Thank you for being here.